Welcome back. It's time now to take a look at the top business stories. Nikhil to resume work on 8 short-term residential projects. Microsoft's Windows Phone 7 previews at GITEX. And the role of women in IT, is it still a man's world? There were mixed results across the GCC markets with similar trends across the Asian bourses. The UAE climbed this Tuesday as the DFM gained for the first time this week. The market climbed nearly 0.5% to close at 1,744 points. The top performer of the day was Deepa, up 3.5%. Arab tech shares were up 2%, while MR properties were down 0.25%. Telecom operator Du continued to climb, rising by 2%. 78 million shares were traded, valued at 154 million dirhams. In the capital, the ADX gained over 1% to close at 2,807 points. Etisalat continued to climb, gaining nearly 3%, and the telecom provider has announced that its third quarter profits fell 23%. Abu Dhabi Islamic Bank recovered from yesterday's fall by climbing 4%. Aldar Properties was also up by nearly 1%. 102 million shares were traded, valued at 174 million dirhams. Nikhil is to resume work on 8 short-term projects by the end of the month and is to also start the development of 5 malls from the beginning of next year. Short-term projects include Jumeirah Village, Jumeirah Park and International City, among others. And officials have told local media customers are ready to move into projects once they are delivered. The company also has plans to expand Dragon Mart and Ibn Battuta Mall, as well as increasing its retail portfolio to 5 malls to be launched next year. A third round of petrol pricing for customers is set to take effect before the end of the year, according to global research company Economist Intelligence Unit. The firm says fuel prices must go up by half a dirham for local distributors to break even. The UAE has already witnessed 2 price hikes this year, increasing the price by 35 fils. And experts say the next hike comes within efforts to gradually migrate losses of UAE oil firms, accounting to billions of dirhams each year. The Windows Phone 7 is expected to change Microsoft's gameplay within the mobile space. This year's GITEX saw a whole host of new mobile phones being launched, and Microsoft's Windows Phone 7 was no exception. This new phone is said to differentiate itself from others within its user interface. City 7 Business caught up with the corporate OEM vice president at GITEX to give us a sneak preview of Microsoft's latest creation.
Microsoft's latest offering in the smartphone segment, the Windows Phone 7, is due to release this Thursday globally and will be available in the UAE by the year end. I have with me Microsoft's corporate OEM and Vice President, Steve Guggenheimer, or Googs, as he's fondly referred to. Welcome to the show, Steve.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
So Microsoft has a lot of catching up to do with phones like the iPhone already having a head start.
Yeah, the nice thing is the market's growing very, very rapidly, and so we think we have a very strong entry, and in a fast-growing market, everybody has a great opportunity to succeed.
Okay, excellent. Isn't Microsoft worried about competition posed by phones that are running on the Android operating system?
Well, I think having choice and competition is a good thing. It drives good innovation from all of us. It gives customers choice. And I think we're very happy with the work we've done to design a phone that is simpler to use. It's very, very rich, but it allows people to get in and out of their phones quickly and get back to their everyday life.
How is Microsoft looking to attract the Middle East customer, and what is the extent of market share that the region has to the company?
Well, the region overall has been very, very strong in ICT. Microsoft is a big supporter. In terms of the phone and overall, look, our job is to provide great value for customers. To the extent that they see that value, we'll have tremendous success. To the extent that it's not exactly what they want, then we'll have more work to do. So we always have great ambition for doing well in the Middle East and in UAE, and hopefully we've got the right products and solutions.
Excellent. Thank you for your time, Steve.
Thank you.
Well, you've heard it here, and now only time will tell how consumers will take to Microsoft's latest offering. Sandra Merculia, City 7 Business.
Mobile phone users in the Middle East have low levels of loyalty and are prone to changing service providers, although they seem to be satisfied with services offered. A study conducted by Oracle titled Opportunity Calling: The Future of Mobile Communication has revealed that 39% of consumers in the Middle East use their mobile phones as mini computers, compared to only 22% in North America and Europe. Over 3,000 subscribers were questioned worldwide and 570 in the Middle East.
Three major things came out of it. The first is, while they are quite satisfied with the services they're receiving, they're also quite willing to move to another service provider for very little reason. It's a low levels of loyalty in terms of those subscribers. We also found out that there's an amazing level of sophistication for what people are using their handsets for, which is quite different from other territories that we looked at in the world. And the third really is a rising issue around privacy. And what I mean by that is the kind of information which can be held on the handset, held in the networks, people starting to understand that and really wanting to understand where it's going to be used and how it's going to be used.
Most GCC markets ended positive today. Let's check in on those numbers now, starting off with the UAE general indexes. Coming up now, let's take a look at the major international currencies against the dirham, followed by the price of oil and the precious metals. On the way after the break, we speak to the first private female spaceflight explorer about the role of women in the IT world and space travel.